the end of the regular season of 1997, a disappointment. All thoughts have been to the start of 1998. What will the Cardinals bring us? Mark McGwire for an entire season. A terrific Cardinal lineup and a team that's got a chance to win the National League Central Division. We hope to be here celebrating opening day, and we hope when October rolls around, we'll be here celebrating postseason baseball back for the first time since 1996. We're so glad you're with us on Fox Sports Midwest. Cardinal baseball's coming up. Fox Sports Midwest presents Cardinals baseball, brought to you by Budweiser Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. By Southwestern Bell, your neighborhood global communications company. Have a nice day. By Pizza Hut. Enjoy today's game with the Edge Pizza, new from Pizza Hut. Have you been to the Edge? Your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer, exclusive automotive dealer of the Cardinals on Fox Sports Midwest. And by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. Fly Southwest, the official airlines.
Part of doing well is getting that antsy feeling, that nervousness. That means it means something to you. You find a way to deal with it. But I'd say opening day, first day of the playoffs, World Series, I mean, those are the things that are very, very special. Yeah, we played the Baltimore Orioles, who were coming off a 79 win. So they were a really good club. And I remember early in the game, conditions were very windy, blowing out. And they jumped us, 6 or 7 runs. And I was like, oh, man, we're going to get embarrassed here this first game. It was I had a couple months in 79 as a manager, but it was my first full season. And we made a real spirited comeback. I think we just barely got beat, but we made a game of it, so it was exciting for the fans, even though we lost. No, I think the last one is the most memorable because you look forward to it so much that it gets better every year. So I think last year will get replaced by this year because, once you've been through it, you know how good it's going to be, and you just have even more anticipation than ever. Well, it's a tough part of the year for players, coaches, managers, no doubt about it, because every year is different. You start differently. I mean, what you're hoping, best case is that you get some wins in that first week and everybody gets a few hits and you get some starting pitchers with some stats, and that's springboard for a season. So, it's a very anxious time. But even, a guy who played 5 or 6 years, he may start off be a little different at the beginning than he was before, so you have to watch closely. And then clearly anybody that's new to your team, you want to get to know them as soon as possible. Guys like Bottenfield that we know is very good. We just had spring training. We got a better idea. But, until you get into the season, you really don't know these guys as well as you should. I like the way our everyday club went about trying to play the game right because we really have a lot of talent, but we need to execute the game. And I like the way that the pitching depth of our organization with some of our young pitchers showed itself. So here in this first part of the year, when we're waiting to get back a couple, 3 quality guys, we're going to be able to compete because of guys like Cliff Khalid and Mike Busby and Braden Looper. I mean, it's a good feeling to have that kind of depth in the organization.
Well, you wouldn't have guessed it. If you woke up this morning where I woke up, which is right in the heart of the county, it was pouring down rain. We got down here. It was an ugly afternoon. We thought, uh-oh, here we go again. Well, the skies have cleared. It's a beautiful afternoon for baseball, and we welcome you to the broadcast booth. Joe Buck and Al Hrabosky with you. Here we are again, partner. We made another, and I know that you can't wait for the season to get underway.
Well, that's so true because, last year we were so disappointed, but I don't think we're going to be disappointed this year. This is a good ball club. It's going to get better.
I haven't been an announcer for that long. I've been a Cardinal fan all my life. My most memorable moment, sports-wise, came on September 16th of 1997. We show you Mark McGwire. He is half of our Chrysler-Plymouth key matchup. He will be matched up against Ramon Martinez this afternoon. He was on that night, and after signing his new contract with the Cardinals to a standing ovation throughout the entire at-bat, he hit that home run and dotted the I on his name just above his name on the scoreboard high above left center field. We hope for much more of that from Mark McGwire, as do the 50,000 plus fans that are packed into Busch Stadium for this afternoon's season opener. Right now we give you our Southwest Airlines starting lineup. We look at the Dodgers. Eric Young will lead it off at second base with Jose Vizcaino batting in the number 2 spot. Mike Piazza, the numbers for Mike Piazza are astronomical. By far the best hitting catcher, one of the best ever. He hits third. Todd Zeile, the former Cardinals, cleaning up. He's at third base. He had a great spring and had a big year production-wise last year with the Dodgers. Then Mondesi, Raul Mondesi is in right field, followed by the rookie Paul Konerko. They have high hopes for the young right-handed hitting power man. Then Todd Hollandsworth in left, Trinidad Hubbard in center, and Ramon Martinez pitching, batting ninth. This lineup will face right-hander Todd Stottlemyre.
Well, Stottlemyre, the emotional leader of this ball club, and until we get Alan Bennis and really Matt Morris back, he truly is going to be the ace of this staff. 12-game winner a year ago, ERA 3.88. He'll eat up some innings for you, a big strikeout man, and of course he's had a pretty good spring. The last time out was one of his better outings where he stretched it out to 7 innings, and I think Todd is ready for this assignment today.
How about the defense behind Stottlemyre? It's a typical Cardinal defense. No surprises, except for Lampkin is catching. He will work with Stottlemyre this afternoon. You look at Gaetti, one of the most dependable defensive third basemen in all of baseball. Here we go. First pitch, 1998. Good start. Eric Young, the former Dodger, the former Colorado Rocky, the current Dodger. The 0-1 from Stottlemyre. Behind home plate, will it stay playable? As 5 rows back and strike 2 from Stottlemyre.
Stottlemyre with that killer slider, his strikeout pitch. But the best thing right here is, remember a few years back, you had to learn to control his emotions. Starting out 0-2 in opening day, he's under control.
Next pitch, the first one out of the strike zone, 1-2. Eric Young a year ago hit 280. Ended up getting traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers. For that stretch run, the Dodgers missed getting into the playoffs by finishing 2 games behind division winner San Francisco. The 1-2 from Stottlemyre. He almost went. He did go. 1 away. Eric Young barely flinched. But according to Jerry Lane, it's strikeout number 1 for Todd Stottlemyre.
Hey, Wendell Stett back there behind the plate, asked for help, Jerry Lane, and you can see he does completely go across the plate. And Todd Stottlemyre, pretty good setup right there. 0-2 pitch, misses where the ball down away, and then the killer slider for the strikeout.
So 1 away, and here's Jose Vizcaino. He made that jump. He went from the Giants to the Dodgers, and he checks on Clayton. Sure, a little nervous, a little jittery. You never know it. 2 up, 2 down. There's got to be a little nerves. I don't care how long you played this game. The first ground ball you get on a day like this, I'm sure you're glad to get it out of the way.
Well, Joe, you want every ball hit to you as soon as possible so you can get those nerves out. But I just have a feeling Clayton was thinking back a little bit to the game in St. Petersburg where he played in the Tropicana Dome, and he hated that infield going from turf to the dirt. So he wasn't sure what kind of hop.
There's a good pitch from Stottlemyre for a strike over the inside corner. How about this start?
Well, I tell you what, here's a guy that most people think is going to be the front runner for the MVP, but Stottlemyre to me is just great. He's zoned in.
How about this zone? How about a 1-2-3 zone? And how about the bottom of the first inning? DeShields takes care of Piazza. We will see the Cardinals hit in the first. We now give you a look at the Cardinals Southwest Airlines starting lineup. They lead it off with Clayton at short, then DeShields batting second. Mark McGwire is hitting third at first base. Ray Langford cleans up at center field. What a year he had last year. Brian Jordan, great to have him back. He's in right. Ron Gant trying to rebound from a disappointing 1997, followed by Gaetti in his 19th Major League season. Tom Lampkin does the catching in place of the injured Tom Pagnazzi. Stottlemyre pitches and bats ninth. And to look at the hard-throwing right-hander, Ramon Martinez.
Well, Ramon Martinez, the older brother of Pedro Martinez, is one of the best in baseball. He had an interruption last year with a sore rotator cuff. They did not do surgery on it. Rest was prescribed, and he had an outstanding spring. ERA in the ones, and he is back in form, and he's always been a handful for the Cardinals, particularly here at Busch Stadium.
A look at the defense behind Martinez. Hollingsworth, Hubbard, and Mondesi in the outfield, with Zeal, Vizcaino, Eric Young, and Paul Konerko, the rookie, at first. Mike Piazza's catching with Martinez on the mound, and Bill Russell and the Dodgers are a bit under fire. This is the same group that's predominantly been together over the last 5-6 years, with additions here, subtractions there, and this group hasn't won anything. They haven't won a playoff game. This group hasn't, and they better start producing or come up with something this season. Late in the year, win that division, get in the playoffs, and do something in the playoffs, or this group might look a little different in 1999. Royce Clayton leads it off. Happy to be in that leadoff spot. Welcome to 1998. Ball one.
Well, he got his first ground ball. He got his first knockdown. So,
he's getting everything out of the way.
That's right. That's the way to do it. And he, more importantly, got his body out of the way.
Clayton to Shields and McGuire. Ball and a strike. Ramon Martinez, as you mentioned, is the older brother of Pedro Martinez, and Pedro was known for a while of working the inside part of the plate. He got the reputation as a headhunter. That's probably inaccurate, but a guy who's not afraid to pitch inside. Takes the mask off the veteran Harry Wendelstedt for strike two.
Joe, if you're going to be successful, you have to pitch inside. And I think umpires will allow a pitcher to do so if you do it with consistency. So if you throw that pitch that's up and in after pinging 95% of your pitches on the outside, is when they will agree, like the hitter, that you're going after the head, and they don't have a little problem with that.
Ball and 2 strikes, 2-2. Dodgers went in order in their half of the first inning. Ramon Martinez, a 10-game winner from a year ago, missed 10 starts last year with that rotator cuff problem. As Al mentioned, had a great spring, was 3-0 with an ERA of only 1.5. 2-2. Eric Young knocks it down, can't recover. Leadoff base hit, and a good start for Clayton and the Cardinals.
Eric Young started in the Dodgers organization and then went to Colorado in the expansion draft. Really was kind of labeled as a guy with offensive potential, but with hands of stone. But we saw the last year or so with Colorado that he became a good defensive player, and there he kind of overruns that ball a little bit, bounces up, hits him in the heel of the glove, and he did the right thing, but probably by not complicating things by throwing the ball away.
So Clayton is on. We told you all spring what kind of base stealer he had become. He is making a concerted effort to show Tony La Russa he can lead off. And during the spring, he stole 11 bases, was caught only twice. Held on by Konerko. And running already. The pitch out, the throw from Piazza is in time, even though it looked like Clayton got around the tag. Not according to Rich Rieker. And that's the first out in the bottom of the first. Boy, it looked like Clayton got around that tag.
It did, Joe, and the throw was not particularly good, but watch and see if he doesn't dive underneath it. Shortstop will come and make the throw, and it looks like he goes around Vizcaino, but it does appear by that, and he might have nipped him in the uniform around the side.
Looked like he got him. Now to Shields, checks on Konerko. He'll take it himself after a leadoff hit. Clayton out stealing. The Shields grounds out. Here comes McGuire. '58 home runs in 1997 for Mark McGuire. First at bat of 1998. Ball one.
I remember Mark McGuire being asked about National League pitchers, said Pedro Martinez was the best. We saw that monster blast he hit off of Ramon, but Ramon is just as nasty as his younger brother. And you just saw one of his weapons with that great changeup.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, nobody on, first inning. September 16th, facing Ramon Martinez after signing that big contract Look at this blast. But set up here at a ball and 2 strikes, and taking strike 3 over the outside corner. A leadoff hit, a man out stealing. Martinez faces only 3, and after 1, no score.
West.
Folks, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the expressed written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Todd Zeile will lead it off for the Dodgers. No score, 2nd inning. Stottlemyre was perfect in the 1st. Got to look at that Cardinal flag. The wind is whipping from right to left as Zeile, who hit 31 home runs a year ago, starts the 2nd with a strike.
Now we talk about the Cardinals' power. The Stottlemyre is facing a lineup with an awful lot of power also, even with Karros out of there. And Zeile had a great spring.
Hit 375 with 6 home runs and 12 driven in. And when Karros went down, they put Zeile in the cleanup spot. Little low, 2-1.
You know how Todd, normally a notoriously slow starter such as his Dodger ball club, but with those numbers in spring, maybe you change that trend.
Good fastball from Stottlemyre, 2-2. Keep talking about Karros. He had knee surgery. It was minor. It was arthroscopic surgery, and it was better than they originally thought it might be. He is out for the first month or so. So far, so good for Stottlemyre. He struck out Young to start, then 3 ground ball outs for that nasty pitch that Stottlemyre features low and away, and against this predominantly right-handed hitting lineup, Val, it ought to be Taylor Mays.
Well, you're exactly right, and what I am most impressed with and happy with is the ground balls. We know he gets an awful lot of strikeouts, but getting as many strikeouts as he normally does, you have to throw so many more pitches, and we need him to eat up innings.
Another ground ball. Clayton has to hurry. Mondesi can scoop. Good play, 2 out. 4 ground ball outs in a row from Stottlemyre, and it's one right-handed batter to another. Paul Konerko, who had a monster year last year at AAA Albuquerque, hitting .323 with 37 home runs and 127 RBIs, digs in.
Joey's played 4 years in the minor leagues, and this is the 4th year overall in pro ball. It's his 4th position. Started as a catcher. Well, you got Piazza there, so they moved him to first base. You got Karros. They signed him to a long-term contract. Moved him to third base. They signed Zeile to a long-term contract. And this year they said, okay, you want to be in the big leagues, you got to play left.
There's the first fly ball of the afternoon. It belongs to Jordan, and Stottlemyre is perfect through 2. It'll be Langford, Jordan, and Gant, part of the order. Bottom of the 2nd, no score. Well, there is the newly relocated Cardinals bullpen, which right now is in the rain. Under the overhang of the scoreboard is the new Power Alley. The Cardinals have created a new picnic area called Power Alley, located in right field above the Cardinals bullpen. It's a great place to entertain groups of 4 or more. For a $47 ticket, you receive a 2-hour buffet. It includes hot dogs, barbecued beef, breasted chicken, and more, beer and soda. A seat in that picnic area throughout the entire game, which is different than the other place, Homer's Landing. So call 314-421-3060. The rain is starting to come back, just spitting here at the ballpark, and Ray Langford steps in for the first time this season. No score in the 2nd, and a ball from Ramon Martinez.
Well, Ray probably had one of the more disappointing springs, so I'll guarantee you he'll get a hit.
It's usually the way that works.
That's the way it works. He's a veteran.
Comes up empty. Langford hit under 200 during the spring, drove in less than 10 runs, and did not go deep one time. But there are the numbers from last year, 31 home runs. In fact, made his season debut last year in Los Angeles about 3+ weeks into the season, and was a big part of the Cardinal come from behind victory.
I talked to Dave Parker over the weekend, and the last 2 games he felt that Ray was swinging the bat much better, and he was very optimistic.
How do you like that? Down into the right field corner. Extra bases for Langford. First hit of the year, and it's a double.
If you make a mistake and get in his wheelhouse, he can accelerate that swing, use his hands, roll his wrist, and pop it. It wanted the ball up, and it drifted down right into his zone.
That was a 2-iron down into the corner from Langford.
Isn't it pretty to watch him when he gets the ball down and what he can do with it? That down and in is so dangerous, and Dave, I'm sure, will just really try to accentuate that. But the Dodgers, I saw Piazza was trying to elevate the pitches. That is a weakness to Langford.
First RBI chance for Brian Jordan. Up the middle, gets the runner over. To third is Langford. Out at first is Jordan. And Brian did his job.
Joe, in '96, when Brian just had that great breakthrough year and had the best batting average with runners in scoring position, 422, he just did the little things of putting the ball in play so often up the middle, or in this case, just to the opposite side, so you could at the very least advance a runner to third with only one out. That's a sure opportunity, an RBI opportunity here for Ronnie Gant.
Langford 90 feet away. Cardinals trying to jump out on top here in the second, and Gant took a ball. Ron has been much more selective. We know the story with the strikeouts. Every call-in show is peppered with questions about Ron Gant. He struck out 162 times a year ago with unhealthy knees, and he hopes that the surgery to correct the problems will help. A high fastball for a strike. Gant did strike out 13 times this spring, but he looked a little different at the plate.
Well, you looked like he had a chance, and he wasn't pulling off pitches. He was taking the ball the opposite field, and it was just fun to watch him become a hitting machine once again.
Go ahead run at third with one out. Good swing on a pitch up and out over the plate, but now Gant set up at 1-2.
But there was an example, Joe, when he didn't have the good foundation, when he had the knee problem, he'd have to pull off the pitch, and he'd try, you know, it looked like he's stepping in the bucket just to try and get some kind of balance, and he couldn't reach that ball that was on the outer half.
Now what Gant is doing is choking up a little bit more with a couple of strikes. You see him choked up on the bat. The 1-2 from Martinez, just high. And Martinez is getting it up there at 90 plus.
I know you agree with me. When he is healthy, and Ramon Martinez is healthy now, he truly is one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Gant trying to figure him out, put the Cardinals on top. Spoiled a nasty pitch, something he had trouble doing last year. Still 2-2.
There's no way he could have hit that ball a year ago because he couldn't reach an off-speed pitch in the outer half.
It's that time of year again. Time to let the cholesterol rate skyrocket. Come out to the ball game, watch Cardinal baseball, and put on a few pounds. Gant trying to drive home the first run of the season. Langford at third with one out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Piazza trying to pull it back in, and there's Gant being more selective, 3-2.
Sometimes it's the same message but a different messenger, and I think that Dave Parker's gotten through to Ron Gant.
3-2. There is a little fly ball into shallow left. That will not do it. Hollingsworth is there for the second out of the inning, and it's going to be up to Gaetti. So Gant missed the RBI chance, and now it takes a hit from the veteran Gaetti in his 19th major league season.
Team sport, and Martinez got one of the Redbirds there to get that big important out, the second out of the inning. Ron Gant and Tony La Russa are saying, come on, Gary, pick us up. Game of pick-me-up.
There's a bit of a silver lining in that at bat for Gant. It doesn't, I'm sure, make anybody all too thrilled. It should for Gant. He avoided the strikeout. He put the ball in play, and he battled Martinez.
Against a strikeout pitcher also.
But now it takes a 2-out something from Gaetti to get it done. A perfect pitch over the outside corner. Langford, the runner at third with 2 down. And a pop up to the right side, out of play for strike 2. There is no doubt the Cardinals have their hands full this afternoon with Ramon Martinez. Gary Gaetti broke his bat on that last cut, so he's already one bat in the hole for 1998.
But he got one vote for the All-Star vote.
Take a look at the scoreboard. They have an error up for the Dodgers. Why, I don't know, because they don't add up. They have 2 hits for the Cardinals.
There, they just took it off. That's why.
Wow. Amazing power of television. 0-2 the count on Gaetti with the go-ahead run at third and 2 out here in the second. Rain has stopped. Gaetti would like to make this place get loud. That will not do it. Over the outside corner, and Gaetti thought it was a little too far outside. So a leadoff double. The Cardinals do nothing with it. Strand their first runner. And after 2 here in St. Louis, no score. Some of it dry, some of it in the rain. There is no score. The Cardinals have the game's only hits. Joe Buck and Al Hrabosky with you. And Al, since everybody you run into, since you got that thing around your neck, between then and when you get it off your neck, asks you, for the record, let's set it straight. As Hollandsworth takes a strike, what the heck happened to you?
It's called old age. Bone on bone, the last 3 vertebrae and bone spurs. Had to have a little cleanup work and a neck fusion. And I got a sponsorship from Aspen, Colorado. You know, we'll have the number of the Chamber of Commerce here eventually, but no, it's called an Aspen collar. That's why it's it's got Aspen on it.
1 ball, 1 strike on Hollandsworth, and a little squirter to Gaetti. Fields the wet ball and throws on, and yet another ground ball out. And we bring that up because everybody's got to wonder why you have that around your neck. So good luck with your recuperation and enjoy the ball game.
Yeah, get used to it. I guess 10 more weeks. Only could take it off for showers, and my showers have been getting longer.
Yeah, I can imagine. Trinidad Hubbard walks in. He was predominantly last year in the minor leagues. He played in the Indians organization, Cleveland's organization, played at Buffalo. Former Colorado Rocky pops one into right. That's where you want him to hit the ball. 2 up, 2 down. A wonderful start for Todd Stottlemyre. Baseball Thursday returns to Fox Sports Net this Thursday, April 2nd, as the Yankees take on the Anaheim Angels. Game time is 9 p.m. Join us all season long for the best in Major League Baseball on Fox Sports Midwest, your regional home of Fox Sports Net. Baseball Thursdays. Ramon Martinez stands in between Todd Stottlemyre in a perfect 3 innings. Safe to say Martinez was taking there. Ball 1.
Why swing and prove that you can't hit?
He hit 190 a year ago with 1 RBI all season.
Which really isn't a bad average for a pitcher.
Throws right, bats left. 2-1.
But Joe, don't you like the economical pitch count that you have for Stottlemyre now?
Great. Well, that's just being overmatched. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And first start of the year, a banged up pitching staff. Wouldn't the Cardinals love for him to continue at this pace and get deep into the ball game? See you later, Ramon. We'll see you in the bottom of the 3rd. Lampkin, Stottlemyre, and Clayton will hit. That guy's been perfect so far. No score. Fox Sports Midwest put on a fastest pitch competition, and you're looking at the motion and the hard-throwing young right-hander, 15-year-old Adam Satness. Man, he almost knocked that thing over, Adam. He's a 15-year-old sophomore from Rittner High School. Here he is, and I'm telling you, he threw that well enough. The way the Cardinal pitching staff's banged up, Al.
Wait a minute. He got up to 80 miles an hour, I know, in the tryout, right? And everything. But I got to tell you, this is I just signed him up. I'm a new sports agent. This is my pension plan right here. Right, go, Adam.
I think that's a good move. 80 miles per hour, and maybe a Rittner grad can someday be like a Vianney grad, Cliff Polite, and end up in the big leagues. He'll start on Thursday afternoon. Adam, congratulations, my man. Keep throwing, keep working.
Yeah, we had a promotion. We had an open winner. They got season passes in the bleachers, but since Adam is an amateur, we would not want him to lose his eligibility for high school scholastics activity. You're on the Rittner High School team.
Not for bleacher seats, club seats. It might have been different.
Well, you know, I mean, it was a Dave Picorni, you know, promotion. But Adam gets to visit us. That's worth it.
Lampkin at the plate, leading it off in the third. He had a wonderful spring. Rocketed a ball foul, and now takes a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lampkin hit .392 in 51 at bats. Had a lot of work this spring. The 1-1 pitch floats a little up and away. 2-1. Stottlemyre and Clayton will follow with no score in the third. Good pitch. 2-2.
I think that Lampkin was going to be on the ball club even with a healthy Pagnozzi and Marrero because of his offensive ability. But because of the injuries, got so many plate appearances, he's ready for the start of the season.
He's ready, worn out. He hardly got a break during the spring because Pags was banged up, and the unfortunate circumstances with Eli Marrero, who's doing well. And a little broken bat fly ball to center. Hubbard on the move to get it. 1 away. So 1 down, and the batter will be Todd Stottlemyre with no score here in the third inning. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you in part by your local Dodge dealer. Exclusive automotive dealer of the Cardinals on Fox Sports Midwest. By Pizza Hut. Enjoy today's game with the Edge Pizza, new from Pizza Hut. Have you been to the Edge? And by Auto Tire. Auto Tire, the home of bottom line pricing. First pitch to Stottlemyre is a strike. What do you think Todd went to bed last night thinking about? Pitching this game or his first at bat of the day?
No, where he was going to pop the cork on the champagne and where he's going to take his bride to dinner after the victory.
1 ball, 1 strike to Stottlemyre, who prides himself on his hitting. Hit .236 last year. Overmatched up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just a good all-around athlete and competitor. He's going to battle whether it's on the base paths, in the batter's box, or on the mound.
Dangerous foul ball into the seats. Everybody all right. Still 1-2 with Clayton on deck. Cardinals had the best scoring chance so far. A leadoff double by Langford in the second. Went to third and a ground out by Jordan, but was left there when Gant popped into shallow left and Gaetti struck out. 2-2. Ramon Martinez, part of this Dodger rotation, which is very good, and an overall pitching staff which is outstanding. A little different from a year ago. Todd Worrell retired. Antonio Osuna is their new closer. 2-2 to Stottlemyre. Making Martinez work, and it's a full count. 3-2. Trying to get on ahead of Clayton. How about that? You throw your bat, you get a hit. The third Cardinal hit of the day.
Well, we're used to seeing him throw his bat, maybe not getting hits off of it, but as I said, he's a battler, and even if he did not get a hit here, Joe, he made Martinez throw a lot of pitches. Throws the bat out there, the ball, but you see he keeps his hands back into the hitting zone long enough to where when he did pull the trigger, he hit the ball right back up the middle for his first hit of the season.
Clayton led off the bottom of the first inning with an infield hit. Then was out stealing as the Dodgers pitched out and caught Clayton. Stottlemyre with his lead at first. He's there with 1 out. And a ball to Clayton. Not to beat this to death in the first half hour of the season. But one thing that Dave Parker has preached, and it seems to be making a difference, at least we saw it a lot during the spring, Cardinal hitters are a lot more patient in a good sense. If they see that fastball to rip, they'll take a hack. But I'm talking about patience with guys like Clayton, DeShields, Gant. That ball is hit into left field. Clayton got under it. Hollingsworth back to get it. 2 out. And back to first is Stottlemyre. Cardinals baseball is much more exciting when you enjoy it with family and friends. From special block seating to recognition on the message board, your group will discover the excitement of being part of the game. Special discounts and half-price dates are available, making group outings at Busch Stadium very affordable. Call 314-421-3060 and check on the available seating. Here's DeShields, former Dodger. Takes a strike. Delino bounced to first. His first time up. The early going, Al, it certainly seems like Ramon Martinez is able to hit his spots.
Well, he's throwing, pain-free and just free and easy. All the Dodgers starters have stretched out to 7 innings, so I think he's very comfortable, and for all intents and purposes, it's a wonderful day.
Everybody was moaning and groaning. Why do we start the season in cold weather cities this time of the year? The weather here in St. Louis actually right now is better than the weather in Los Angeles. It's cold and rainy back there.
And I think it's, the cold front that we're experiencing right now has not gotten to the East Coast, where they're experiencing some of the warmest weather all spring.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and the idea is here for DeShields to get on base somehow and make Martinez pitch to McGuire. He's next.
Get the impression now that Martinez, it's still relatively early in the ball game, and he really hasn't thrown that many pitches, but you're starting to see the Cardinal hitters with that ability to kind of fend off pitches by having a little bit more of a defensive posture with 2 strikes. They're making him work an awful lot.
3-2, and Stottlemyre will get a head start at first.
Starts with patience, so you go up there and you're not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, so you don't jump out there and lunge at pitchers' pitches, and you just fend off those good pitches, waiting for the mistakes.
3-2 to DeShields is hit to center. Hard hit, but right at Hubbard. Bad break for DeShields. That was smoked. We have played 3 quick ones here on opening day. No score. We open up the 1998 regular season. It's too bad he's not with us. Alan Bennis is trying to get healthy and progressing along with his rehab.
Joe, talking with Dave Duncan and more importantly Tony La Russa about Donovan Osborne. There's some belief that he may come back on the 16th, but Tony said it's not impossible that he could be coming back as early as the 11th.
Give you a look at our Dodge League standings, and because this is the first day of the season, we look back at 97. The National League Central, what they did against the Cardinals last year, and one of the big reasons why the Cardinals didn't win the division is the difference from 96 to 97 and how they played the Houston Astros. They owned the Astros in 96. They won the division. The tables were turned last year, and the Cardinals finished 11 games behind the Astros.
Well, then also the lowly Pirates. I mean, the Pirates were a surprise team in baseball, but really, Joe, they end up being under 500, and all they did was play 500 ball. And the only reason they were so good is because the Cardinals and some of the other teams were so disappointing.
Little fly ball to right. Brian Jordan Styles after it, and that's 10 up, 10 down. So Jordan takes care of Eric Young, the leadoff hitter, who's 0 for 2. Gentlemen selling Bud Light. That's a good job. You're a popular guy. There's one of the origins of one of those voices that you hear at every ballpark across the country. There's a ball to Jose Vizcaíno. That's just that voice that just carries.
I thought you were going to try and say that was the origin of Louis the Lizard.
One of your favorite ad campaigns. Stottlemyre takes care of Vizcaíno. Al, can you ask for much more out of Todd Stottlemyre?
I can ask him to continue.
Yes. But so far, so very good as he deals with Mike Piazza.
And Joe, I think he's really just focused in that he realizes that he can only control the offense of the Dodgers. He'll just wait for his teammates to provide the offensive support that he'll need in this game. But his concentration is just solely on shutting down the Dodgers, and then he'll take his chances.
Tougher hitting background now for Piazza as the shadows split the pitcher's mound, and Stottlemyre's pitching out of the sun into the shade. Piazza took a strike.
Really works to the disadvantage of the hitters. Bright sunshine behind the pitcher, but not the pitchers in the shadows.
Get a pretty good idea of it there. Piazza pulling off that pitch, and there it is, the rim of the top of Busch Stadium, right behind Todd Stottlemyre with that shadow. So this is a good time to face Piazza. 1 ball, 2 strikes. How about Mike? All cleaned up and got the hair clipped off in the back. I had to do a double take when he walked into the ballpark today.
Didn't look as big. I guess after looking at McGuire, Piazza doesn't look as big anymore.
Into center field, and a 2-out hit. And a tough play for Langford as that ball hit off the grass and nearly skipped right past him. First hit, first base runner for the Dodgers. That'll bring in Zeal. 2
of the strongest men in all of baseball in your pitcher right there. Such great forearms, and look at that batting stroke.
Nobody hits like him. Well, nobody can hit like him.
Yeah, and I mean, and that really just showed you what a good hitter he is, that he took a very difficult pitch and went down and got it and hit it so hard that it looked like it was on turf.
Zeal pops it into center, and Langford will stagger under it and squeeze it. Looks like he's having trouble seeing it, but the Dodgers are finished in the 4th. McGuire, Langford, Jordan runs hopefully in the 4th coming up. We have highlights of all the games going on around Major League Baseball on this opening day. And there is quite a bit of action. One of the games that will take place tonight. They will christen the new ballpark out in Phoenix as Andy Benes takes on Darryl Kyle and the Colorado Rockies taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Here comes McGuire to lead it off in the 4th inning. Mark, his first time up, struck out looking over a borderline call. Pitch over the outside part of the plate. And McGuire would like to hit one out of the shadows into the sun and into the seats. That'll work. Down the line and left. A leadoff double for McGuire. It shoots past Hollingsworth and left, but Mack will settle for a 2-base hit. That was crisp.
That was very crisp. And it is raining once again right off the end of the bat. Never really got the elevation, but it definitely was hit hard and into the corner. Look at the carom. Instead of hitting the padding that was down below, it came off the concrete and got through the legs of Hollingsworth. We got a new feature out here, Big Mac Plan, and it has nothing to do with Mark McGuire. It has to do with our good friends at McDonald's. Everybody's sitting out there. And it's, you know, you just get a seat out there, you get a helmet, and here's the real fun thing. If any of the Cardinal players, a la McGuire, hit one out there, up there and upstairs, everyone in the ballpark can take their ticket stubs to any of the area McDonald's and get it redeemed for a Big Mac.
Big Mac is out at second with nobody out for Langford, who's already doubled. He led off the 2nd inning with a double, but was left on. No score. The Cardinals trying to change that. Langford drove in 98 a year ago. 2-0. Here's a good look at this Cardinal offense. McGuire on with a double. Langford up now. Jordan will follow, and then Gant. And after that guy, Eddie. That is rather strong. 3 through 7. Two and one. Langford hit 31 home runs last season, trying to drive home McGuire. They both like to trot around the bases. Martinez is just bringing it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, his natural sinking fastball really works to the favor of Langford. That last one was a four-seamer, a 94-mile-an-hour pitch. If he throws a synchronous down and in, that's in his wheelhouse. I think this could be a slider or another fastball, and he couldn't catch up. What's so deceptive is 92 mile an hour, but you know, Joe, when you look at Ramon Martinez for that tall, lanky body, all arms and legs coming at you, but there's a great deal of velocity also.
Martinez for the second time this afternoon trying to get around a leadoff double. Runs the count full on Langford.
See how that ball just kind of exploded up in the zone, and no hitter is going to hit that one. There again, you're talking about the patience where they're not chasing balls, not afraid to hit with a 2-strike count.
3-2 pitch. Spoiled another. Cardinals trying to jump out in front here in the 4th inning. Game is under an hour old. McGuire at second with nobody out, and Langford pops up. Not easy in the sun. Zeal fights it, makes the catch, 1 away. So Langford did not advance the base runner, and Jordan and Gant will have their cracks at trying to drive home McGuire. Guests appearing on Cardinal Baseball receive a gift certificate to Krieger's Pub and Grill, St. Louis's neighborhood bar and grill. Visit any one of their 5 locations. And we thank them for helping us bring you Cardinal Baseball in '98 on Fox Sports Midwest. Tony La Russa was our guest today, so he's already got 1 certificate in the bank. Here's Ryan Jordan. Gave himself up the first time, moved a runner over, and ducks away from ball 1. Ryan Jordan appeared in 47 games last season, hit .234, no home runs, 10 RBIs, and he was hurting. That's pretty well hit to right, but Mondesi is over to get it. 2 down, and it's going to be up to Gant. So now it takes a 2-out hit from Gant, who had a chance, and easier chances last time with Langford at third, 1 out, and he popped up. McGuire was out there with nobody out. He's out there with 2 down. And a ball from Martinez. That's out of play for strike 1. Everybody hoping that last year for Ron Gant was kind of a blip on the radar screen. Look at his numbers last year: 17 home runs, 62 driven in. 96 with the Cardinals, he hit 30. In 95 with Cincinnati, he hit 29. The year before he was injured, he hit 36.
Joe, I remember going back to talking with Kevin Mitchell in '89. Remember he had the monster year with the Giants, 47 home runs. And I asked him what was the biggest difference between that year and the year before. And he said, my knees are healthy. I have a solid foundation under me to where I can now swing, and I can play the same games the pitchers try to play with me.
Runner at second, 2 out. Gant shoots one to third. Zeal with a play off his hip. And the Cardinals again waste a leadoff double. We go to the 5th quickly on opening day, no score. Welcome back. Fox Sports Midwest, part of the Fox Sports Net. It's opening day 1998. You wouldn't know it by the pitching. These two pitchers are dialed in. Really, if you look at the scoreboard, with maybe a couple of exceptions, it's a pitcher's day throughout baseball so far. Good work so far by Ramon Martinez and the Cardinals' Todd Stottlemyre. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you in part by Hoover. Nobody gets the dirt like Hoover. Nobody. By Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. If you depend on your car, depend on Dobbs. And by Steak and Shake. Extra innings. We're open 24 hours. Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. The rain coming down lightly again here at the ballpark as Gary Gaetti leads it off. Lampkin and Stottlemyre will follow, bottom 3 against Ramon Martinez. Gaetti struck out looking with Langford at third and 2 out to end the second, his first time up. Cardinals have missed a couple of scoring chances. 1 ball, 1 strike. Maybe the veteran Gary Gaetti has a little opening day magic for us.
Well, we'd have to hope that. And so I think as a ball club, when you go out there and you have top-notch starters going against your club, you expect them to be in command. It's just when you have the lesser-known pitchers that dominate against your lineup is when you get a little concerned.
That is hit into right. Out of the reach of Mondesi and skipping all the way to the wall. Mondesi finally catches up to it, and it's the 3rd leadoff double of the day for the Cardinals. I don't know if that's good or bad. Cardinals have done it in the 2nd, 4th, and now here in the 5th, but have yet to score.
I'll take my chances. Great action right there. See his hands held, ball up away from him. Rolls the wrist over, slicing down in there. This is a brand new playing surface, but it sure seems like with all the rain, it's almost playing as a turf field, an artificial surface. The ball really scooting when it hits the outfield grass rather than the soggy grass just deadening it.
So now Gaetti at second with nobody out for the hottest hitter the Cardinals had in the spring, Tom Lampkin.
You got a pretty good, don't you have a pretty good feeling that Lampkin at the very least will get Gaetti to third?
He's a pull hitter. He pulls
That's for me.
Quite a bit. Really, it doesn't matter who the pitcher is. That's just his style. He has that open batting stance. Lampkin fly to center his first time up. That's pulled but foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't think there's any hitter the Cardinals have that's any more zoned in than Tom Lampkin right now.
I kind of agree with you. You know, he had 3 hits in that final exhibition game in Bradenton. Mo Martinez, just a crafty pitcher. He threw one of his biggest weapons, that changeup, but he threw it in an area that if Lampkin hit it, he could only hit it and pull it foul.
Lampkin with a chance to excite this standing room only crowd here at Busch Stadium. Cardinals trying to get a lead for Todd Stottlemyre. No score in the 5th. A leadoff double by Gaetti. And a 1-1 count on Tom Lampkin. Little out in front again, strike 2. Trying to roll the wrists and pull these pitches and get Gaetti over.
Well, it's, you know, you've got a hitter at the plate that knows what he wants to do and a pitcher that knows also what the hitter wants to do. As you say, he wants to pull the ball to the right field side to advance Gaetti, if not scoring. So they're throwing the ball up and away with off-speed pitches. You get a guy way out in front, and so pretty good battle going on right here.
2-2. Tom Pagnozzi has a tender throwing shoulder, his right shoulder. So Lampkin gets the call on opening day. Could put a charge into this crowd. There it is into left center field. That ball is down. They will hold Gaetti at third. And it's first and third, nobody out. And that was the proper play by Lampkin. Gaetti did not get a good break. And it's first and third, nobody out for Stottlemyre.
You know, ideally you say you'd like to pull the ball, but you also got to remember that the guy's a pretty good hitter, and Ramon Martinez got that ball down a little bit too much. He wanted it up and away, got it down to the, and it was outside, so Tom Lampkin knows I can hit down on that ball, hit a line drive even to left center. That's good enough. It advanced him. One better, got him on base also.
And now Stottlemyre, and you, well, I'm not going to say you expect the bunt, because with Tony La Russa, his 2-year history with the Cardinals is you do not know what to expect here.
Well, you know what you expect? You may show bunt one time, but you almost think more of a hit and run.
Lampkin draws a look.
And Todd tried to slide the hands down. I think it was more of a decoy, but I think of more the fake bunt and hit is what I see coming off the bat of Stottlemyre.
A lesser hitting pitcher, this is a bunt all the way. Not with Stottlemyre. They're not even playing around. They're playing it straight, at least on the first pitch.
Last year, National League managers squeezed 5 times the National League average. Tony squeezed 6 times. Billy Russell, and I'm trying to go by memory, was more like 12 or 13 times. But
first and third, nobody out.
Yeah, you wouldn't squeeze with nobody out, and if, you know, it'd be a safety squeeze of anything, but I see a swing.
Stottlemyre took a pitch for a strike, 1-1. Cardinals trying to bust out on top, and now Rene Latchman threw the signs again.
First baseman holding on Lampkin. Maybe Todd can get something he can pull.
Runners at the corners for Stottlemyre. See the same thing there? Martinez stepped off, and real late Stottlemyre brought the hands down as if, okay, I'll act like you caught me. I was about to bunt.
That's exactly what he's thinking.
One. And they have action already. Hrabosky, a right-hander, getting ready for the Dodgers out in their bullpen. They'll make it Hall. Darren Hall, the right-hander, as Ramon Martinez gets into 5th inning trouble. So Hall gets ready. It's Martinez in the spotlight now, almost literally, with that shadow right on the pitcher's mound. Good swing by Stottlemyre, and he just let a pitch get away.
Fastball up and in a little bit. You give him a fastball, and he's going to really hack at it. It's 2+ years. You know, this being his 3rd year with the Cardinals, coming from the American League where he never picked up a bat. He's shown that he can swing it with authority.
First and third, nobody out. And another bat toss, but no hit on the end of it. 1 away. Stottlemyre rips his gloves off. That's the 3rd strikeout for Ramon Martinez. And the batter will be Clayton.
1 hit for the year, 2 bat tosses.
Konerko was at the mercy of the sunlight that was peering through the portal. Over 2 hours left, and now it's first and third, 1 out for Clayton. So an RBI chance for Royce, who drove home 61 a year ago. Another scoring chance, a double play would get the Dodgers right out of trouble. Royce Clayton is 1 for 2 with an infield hit, and he's flying to left. Strike one. Cardinals are getting much better swings at Ramon Martinez now.
Well, you just have a feeling that they gaining more and more confidence as the game goes along, and they know Martinez is tiring a little bit. Not to say that he's still not one of the best, and he's the ace of a pitching staff that many people believe is about number 2, the second best in the National League.
That's strike 2, and now Ramon Martinez is thinking strikeout again.
Brought a good point up there, Joe. You really can't think in terms of strikeout until you get to 2 strikes. In this situation, yeah, you'd love to strike out, but you almost got to think of pop-up until you get to 2 strikes. Pop-up on the infield.
Clayton at 0-2. Over the outside corner, and Royce didn't think so. Another big strikeout for Martinez. Back-to-back strikeouts, and another scoring chance is sliding down the drain.
Oh, Royce sees that ball way outside, but really with the tailing action back in towards the right-hander, it does catch the outside corner. That 0-2 counter that Martinez pitching ahead, he can make that perfect pitch, and he did.
Here we go with the Shields. 1st and 3rd, 2 out. That's foul. Cardinals got what they wanted. They got the leadoff double from Gaetti, followed by the hit by Lampkin, but Gary didn't get a real good break off second, so they played it conservatively, and it's 1st and 3rd, 2 out. It was 1st and 3rd, nobody out. The Shields is 0 for 2. Last year had a great year. His first season with the Cardinals, hit .295, hit 11 home runs and drove in 58, predominantly out of that leadoff spot. Strike 2, and Ramon Martinez could strike out the side after getting into a ton of trouble.
Still throwing consistently 94 with his fastball. Changing speeds when he needs to.
Good work by the Shields to lay off that pitch. 2-2. Here is the benefit of being Delino to Shields. On deck is McGuire. Ramon Martinez has a memory to last September 16th. The Shields ought to get something to hit. Even more so now with a count 3-2.
Well, Joe, and what it is, you know, you ask virtually every pitcher what's the easiest pitch to control, and that's a fastball. So with a full count here and McGuire sitting on deck, there's a pretty good chance he's going to get a fastball.
Lampkin will go at first.
And if he throws a wicked breaking ball or a changeup 3-2, you tip your hat. That's a strike.
They're loaded for McGuire. We give you a look at our Casino Queen leaderboard. Active home runs. Number 25 for the Cardinals has 387. And the question now is, will he face Ramon Martinez Darren Hall in the bullpen, and Bill Russell, the manager, out to the mound to talk to Martinez.
Boy, I would, unless there was something physically wrong, I've got to leave my ace in there. It's his ball game. He's pitched a good one to this point.
It's the 5th inning.
Yeah. And talking with the Dodger pitching coach, a new one, Goose Gregson, he said all of our starters have gone past 7. There's McMackland.
If he puts one up there right now, this place might come down.
Well, if you remember, and we need the fans one more time, they were instrumental in getting Mac to sign. They're getting into it, Joe. But if you remember that at bat against Ramon Martinez, a lot of it had to do with the energy of the fans. Both pitcher and batter were kind of psyched out.
Ball 1.
Remember, the fans were on their feet standing for pitch 1, then pitch 2, pitch 3, and then finally McGuire had to stand out, take a little stroll around the batter's box to collect his thoughts. But Ramon Martinez felt the same pressure.
In the left field, at the back, at the wall, stop! Grand slam at game on.
Hanging breaking ball, and he just opened up a little bit, and he took it right into the upper deck. Unbelievable. The 10th career grand slam from McGuire, the first curtain call of the '98 season, and Ramon Martinez. Well, this is something new, Joe. We've got Macland helmets out there. There's the curtain call.
Well, that is starting it in style, Al Hrabosky. You could not have written the script any better. Mark McGuire, who was extremely anxious to get this first game under his belt. Everybody picking Mark McGuire and or Ken Griffey Jr. to make that assault on Roger Maris's home run record. 1 game, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, and McGuire's got to be hovering over on that bench.
Breaking ball, looked like Ramon Martinez, instead of throwing it, was trying to guide it. Stayed up a little bit, inner half, and he just opened up, and the rest of it's history.
As an announcer, you have to have a different guideline watching Mark McGuire hit balls like that, because anybody else, you saw Hollinsworth, he thought he was going to catch it. Anybody else, that ball falls easily in front of the wall.
So true, Joe, because of his superior strength. First of all, he has an uppercut swing, so he hits everything in the air, but he's so strong. If you were to just watch the position and where the ball hits the part of the bat or the portion of the bat, so often you could be tricked, because he'll hit one right off the end, and you say, well, that's going to go 300 feet. Well, his goes 440.
That was incredible. I don't care who you are. That was flat out incredible. 3-2 pitch to Langford. Now a 2-out walk, and I think that's it for Ramon Martinez.
Well, Joe, we were talking about the excitement before the game, and here Billy Russell starting to make his way out, so that would be it. But Tony La Russa, remember, he talked about what the guys in the truck acting, what's his fondest memory of an opening day, and he said it was last year's until this year's. Now I think he's got something in his memory banks.
I think he's got a specific memory about 1998's opening day. Ramon Martinez is thinking, I've seen this before. This place is packed. They couldn't wait to get here for him. 1 game, 1 curtain call. Now our Hoover pickup of the game. This is one of two. This picks up this entire crowd out of their seats, onto their feet. And McGwire has started game one with home run number one, a grand slam, his 10th career. But I'm telling you, it's not all he's got in his arsenal. He saved one, maybe two runs, Al, in the top of this inning with that diving stop to rob Ramon Martinez and the Dodgers a couple of runs.
And Joe, sometimes a defensive play will set the beginning of the offensive momentum. But that is a very good point. We all know about the home runs, and boy, that gets the headlines, it gets the national attention. But don't forget the complete player. He is an outstanding all-around player, and defense is of strength.
4-0 with one swing of the bat from Mark McGwire. This whole place is a party on March 31st. And we talk party suites and rooms because of the popularity of party suites and rooms at the ballpark. The Cardinals have built 5 new suites. The list of outstanding amenities for each room includes your game ticket, unlimited beer and soda, personal bartender, climate-controlled social areas, and the suites. The number 314-421-3060. Here's Jordan. After the walk to Langford, that was the end of the day for Ramon Martinez. And Darren Hall, a hard-throwing right-hander, takes over. Ramon Martinez pitches into the 5th inning. 4 2/3 innings to be exact, and he has allowed 4 runs on 7 Cardinal hits. 1 on, 2 out. Complete the line on Martinez. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, a home run. And now with Langford at first, 2 out. Hall brings it to Jordan. Langford got a great jump, and Piazza puts it in his pocket. Stolen base number 1 for Ray Langford, and now a hit could mean another run.
Well, you touched on it. Got a great pitch and jump. Ball drifting in. Piazza didn't even have a chance to throw, and Piazza's throwing is much better since working with Mike Scioscia over the last year.
Jordan looking for a 2-out RBI hit. 2-0 from Darren Hall with Gant to follow. Two-0 pitch. Bob Kersey, who Brian Jordan worked so hard with over the offseason, well as Jackie Joyner Kersey and Gail Devers are here in attendance today, and every Cardinal fan ought to, if you ever run into any one of the 3 of them, thank them for all the help they gave Brian Jordan in getting him back healthy to this ball club. That is hit in the air to left center field for Trinidad Hubbard. Staggers a bit, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Mark McGwire, home run number 1. It was good for 4, and that's the Cardinal lead. When Mark McGwire hits it and it goes straight up, it just keeps going and going. Look at Todd Hollinsworth after the ball leaves the bat.
I don't think Todd realized who hit the ball, because I know it's deceptive, but you can't be running in anytime McGwire hits the ball in the air. But such high towering drives, you kind of got to hold your ground and figure out where it's going, because that went into the record books.
Hey, as a rule, let's just say this. As a rule, when McGwire gets under a ball and hits it to the outfield, go back first.
Yeah.
And then come
Well, at the very least, hold your ground and then get a better beat on it.
Top of the order for the Dodgers here in the 6th inning, with the Cardinals leading by 4. It will be Eric Young, then Jose Vizcaíno, then Piazza. Cardinal infield in on the corners for that, as Eric Young shows a bunt, takes a strike. EY, as they call him, is going to be the table setter for this Dodger lineup. The Shield's going to have to hurry a bit. One away, and Eric Young is 0 for 3. It makes a difference when you keep that leadoff hitter off base.
Oh, it really does, Joe. And of course, doing it here with few pitches. This is a big, important inning for Stottlemyre, who's just been brilliant. And that ball was a little more tricky than it first might appear to have been off the bat of EY. So nice play for DeShields.
47,972. Standing room only crowd packed in to see this 1998 season opener as Vizcaíno takes a strike. It's been all strikes from Stottlemyre, although he did issue a walk to Hollingsworth last inning. He's been getting ahead of just about every hitter. Strike two.
Get the sense that he smells the victory. Now it's a long way to go, but he also, with the way he's pitched today, you can see that he should go very deep into this contest.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And let's throw this out there as we get deeper in the game now. That's where a lot of the question marks are right now for the Cardinals. So a 4-run lead is nice, but there's some guys in the bullpen. They're going to have to prove a lot here at the beginning of the season. Still 1-2 on Vizcaíno.
And I think one of the things that I'm looking forward to is you want to see how, until Brantley, our everyday closer, is available, you're going to see how the new guys handle that kind of pressure. And the first ones out of the chute are going to be Frascatore and Looper.
The 1-2 pitch just inside. I think Frascatore can handle it. I think he's ready for it.
I'll tell you what, I think I agree with you, but I'm also going to tell you that if Looper pitches like he did in Bradenton, he can do the same.
I said it on a radio broadcast, I think Sunday. Mark McGwire said of all the pitchers he's seen in camp for the Cardinals, the one he likes the best outside of the obvious, the Stottlemyres and the guys that have been around, Braden Looper. He thinks he is just nasty like that. Over the outside corner, Vizcaíno is the 5th strikeout victim for Todd Stottlemyre. But he says Looper has got such a great plane to his ball. It's coming down knee high, and he just throws BBs. Well, Coca-Cola Schnucks Bat Bag Day is on Saturday, April 4th. Cardinals and Padres at 1:10. All fans 15 and under. And that's significant because the Cardinals are calling that Saturday, the first Saturday of the season, opening day for kids. Piazza checks on Gaetti. Gaetti has time. Good transfer. Good throw. And a good inning from Todd Stottlemyre again. Gary Gaetti in his 19th big league season makes a stellar play to take a hit away from Piazza. Bottom of the 6th inning. Cardinals lead by 4. As you look at everybody looking and then scoring on the grand slam by McGwire, we remind you that on Wednesday, April 8th, the Cards are out in Denver at Coors Field to take on the Colorado Rockies. Broadcast will begin at 7 p.m. Central Time. Bob Ramsey will join Al Hrabosky for that telecast out in that mile-high thin air. And who knows what Mark McGwire's home run total will be by then, but that assault has already begun, Al. One game, and I guarantee you that'll lead off the news. Any news sports show will have that to start the show, because let's face it, the home run record is probably the most glorious record in any sport. You start chasing that, and it's going to make headlines throughout the country.
Well, Mark McGwire says anybody to catch Maris is going to have a perfect season. But you just look at it with expansion, and not only expansion, Joe, look, the Cardinals are an example. They got 4 pitchers on the disabled list, and that's a trend throughout baseball. So, you know, not only that you added probably 22, 23 more major league jobs to expansion, but look at how many additional pitchers there because of so many injured pitchers.
Gant now pops one up. Right side might stay playable. Konerko and Piazza. What a catch by Piazza. What a catch by Mike Piazza. As Gaetti got out of his way barely, Piazza came up with it, and that is a wonderful effort by an all-star catcher.
What a tremendous offensive player, and of course his first baseman really didn't want to get anywhere near it. And a much easier play for the first baseman. Gary probably got a little closer to the first baseman, but Mike Piazza, you can say whatever you want. He wants to be back there behind the plate. He knows with his offensive abilities, he can go down in history as one of the most prolific all-around offensive players, not just home runs.
Gaetti floats one into right. Mondesi a late break, can't get there, and Gaetti has his second hit of the day. Just a little floater, and Mondesi got a late break. 1 on, 1 out.
So much for spring training numbers, right? You're a veteran. You come out of the gate, you say I'm well, I'm swinging the bat, maybe I was hitting in tough luck. You look up now at this point in the game, he's 2 for 3.
As of Sunday afternoon at about 4 o'clock Eastern time, spring training was history.
That's right.
And nobody cares. 1 on, 1 out. Lampkin digs in. Tom's 1 for 2 and was a big part of that rally in the 5th inning, which consisted of a double by Gaetti, a hit by Lampkin, a 2-out walk to DeShields, and the grand slam by McGuire.
Who was the young catcher we got from Oakland and Whitey?
Mike Heath.
Mike Heath. Remember, I told him he was the dumbest guy in the world because he hit 500 in spring training. And I said, you didn't understand that, so you were 0 for 30 once the season started. Well, if you would have averaged it with your 500 spring, you'd be still hitting 300. You know, sometimes you got to trick your mind and figure out some way to see the positive sides rather than all the negatives.
Some people's minds are easier to trick than others. There's a ball to Lampkin. That is no reflection on you, by the way, Al.
Oh, I took it.
A 1-out hit by Gaetti. Lampkin up now with Stottlemyre to follow. And while the headlines will talk about McGuire, at least to this point in the game, Stottlemyre will at least pitch into the 7th inning.
Well, Joe, here, I had our guys check something because Martinez in his 4 2/3 innings threw 96 pitches. How many pitches do you think Stottlemyre's thrown? Threw 6.
As a guess, I'd say 80.
69.
Oh.
69. So you can see that, you know, I mean, if he's been pitching in spring training last time out in the 70s, 80s pitches, you know, at this rate, he might complete the game, but definitely he's got an outside shot at the 8 innings. Go deep into this contest, which we really are going to need is somebody to eat up innings.
Stottlemyre waits on deck as Lampkin has run the count to 3-0. Darren Hall is struggling a little. A strike, a right-hander getting ready for the Dodgers out in their bullpen. Frank Langford. Young right-hander the Dodgers picked up over the offseason.
Rule 5 guy from the Yankees.
3-1 to Lampkin. He'll be looking to rip. Full count. And we'll see if they want to send Gaetti, most likely.
Then to tell you about the state of pitching in baseball when the very talented staff like the Dodgers needs to take a Rule 5 guy, and the Atlanta Braves get Dennis Martinez on their staff.
Who had a great spring.
A great spring. And I mean, I talked to Leo Mazzoni yesterday, the Atlanta's pitching coach, and they said he's still throwing the ball extremely well.
Gaetti goes as Lampkin pops it up, and that'll get out of play. Well, safe to say that the folks on opening day haven't been let down yet.
Yeah, they have not been let down, and I think we just want to add to it.
People came here hoping to see a McGuire home run, hoping to see a well-played ball game. They've seen both.
And Joe, you know, St. Louis is such a great baseball town. Everyone's always looking forward to it. But this year is something extra.
Something is different, I guarantee you. Gaetti goes as Lampkin fouls another, and that caught the foot or some piece of Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza took a strange dose of criticism from Brett Butler over the offseason, saying that Piazza's not worth the money. He's not a team leader. Anything I've ever seen, he's worth that kind of money. If other people worth the money that they're making, and he is a team leader. Seemed off base and strange to hear from Brett Butler to say those things about Piazza. Mike Piazza is a guy who has worked his way up from a draft pick in the 60s, 63rd or so, becoming a guy that's talking about one of the record-setting contracts. Gaetti running, and he steals his first base of the year.
Interference.
Pops up. Now they're calling interference.
Batter's interference. Piazza got hit by the bat. You know, Lampkin is out.
Well, they'll both be out. Piazza got hit by the bat as Lampkin followed through, and that will be a strike him out. And then the out on interference for an inning-ending double play. Got hit right in the face. So with that, Gaetti is called out. Lampkin struck out, and we are into the 7th already. On opening day, the Cardinals lead by 4. We'll give you a look at our game summary. It's brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. This Bud's for you. And our game summary, Al Hrabosky, is easy to cap it all in one swing of the bat by Mark McGwire. Grand slam in the 5th.
With a couple additions. A nice defensive play from Mack, but also from Gaetti. And how about a great pitching from Todd Stottlemyre.
So I guess if you become the focus of our game summary, you become today's Hot Shot. Brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Mark McGwire's winning every award here this afternoon. 2 hours into the 1998 season. We've already got him on pace for 162 home runs this year.
Took the truck a matter of seconds to figure that out, didn't they?
It didn't take them long.
No, I mean, they're pretty sharp today. They're hungry and thirsty, but they're still working.
Zeal leads it off and takes the ball low from Stottlemyre. This game is a long, long way from over. Zeal, Mondesi, Konerko for the Dodgers in the 7th. Just low, 2-0. Stottlemyre needs to bring a strike. Zeal hits it right through Clayton. That should be an error to start the inning. It was tattooed, but Clayton took his eye off it.
Well, it's a rocket, and you know, it's one of those deals where Royce thinks he's got it and then checks his web to see if it didn't go right through it.
It's another one of those deals where if you're an infielder seeing that thing come off the bat, you're trying to catch it in the webbing.
Right.
And if you try to catch it in the webbing, you're taking part of your glove out of it, and he just simply missed it. Or you break your hand if you catch it in the palm.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right, Joe. You catch that in the palm, and all of a sudden, you know, you're not going to be able to swing a bat for a few weeks. So you try to catch it in the webbing, but that ball was hit so hard, it's got movement also.
1 on, nobody out. Mondesi. He could cut the lead in half or hit into a 1-6-3 double play. How about Stottlemyre?
Well, Joe, you know how difficult it is to double up Mondesi, so you got to hit the ball hard anyway. And look at just under control, right to this man covering. That's the reason why before, so you find out who's covering, shortstop covering, and just nice under control. Royce didn't want to push that ball or get too over anxious with that throw, even with Mondesi and that great running speed.
So 2 out, nobody on, and the batter is Konerko. The rookie already has a hit. He's 1 for 2. Stottlemyre trying to breeze through 7 with a stiff breeze blowing right to left here at Busch Stadium. There's another hit for Konerko. They're talking about a chance for Rookie of the Year award going back to the Dodgers, and well, maybe he's the guy this year. On Sunday, April 5th, NFL Europe kicks off its season with the first of 10 games on Fox Sports Net as the Scottish Claymores, Al's favorite team, battle the Barcelona Dragons. Game time is 6 p.m. on Fox Sports Midwest, your regional home of Fox Sports Net. Here's Hollingsworth. 1 on, 2 out. Stottlemyre falls behind Hollingsworth. Todd is grounded out and walked.
When I was over in Europe last fall, I went and saw the. I was looking at the Claymore's training camp. You know, they were in Hungary. They had their training camp, Scotland team.
Really?
Yeah, interesting.
2 balls, no strikes, and a pitch low from Stottlemyre. McGuire holds against Konerko. I think Konerko just asked McGuire for his autograph, if I'm not mistaken. Mark, look, I know you get swamped, but it's a bad time to ask you to sign a ball.
Can we get 2?
Over the outside corner, 2-2. Hollingsworth didn't like that call. Harry Wendelstedt is firing those strikes out there.
Been very consistent, hasn't he?
Very consistent. 2-2 pitch. That should do it. Clayton with the easy flip, and we are through 6.5. More specifically, Stottlemyre is through 7 strong. Time to stretch. Cardinals lead by 4. Hey, Fox Sports Midwest is pleased to congratulate Nina Duke, Chesterfield, Missouri. Today's Cardinals superfan. She's a huge fan. Went to a Browns-Cardinals World Series game in 1944. Cardinals superfan is sponsored by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Sports world changes daily, and so does the Post. See who's hot and who's not. Witness the games within the games in the Post-Dispatch. We're delivering more than just the scores.
You know, they were so worried about that first name. But I had one copy where it said Nina Brown.
Well,
Yours
I have Nina Duke.
So she can maybe she's a fan of Barcelona.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it Nina Brown who went to a Dukes Cardinals game, or is it Nina Duke who went to a Browns Cardinals game?
I think the Browns Cardinals game.
Okay. Either way, Nina, thanks for being our super fan.
She's such a friend. We only deal with her first names anyway.
Al, you are my opening day super fly of the game. Said I tell you that. New pitcher is Frank. Don't call me Ray. You can call me Ray Langford. Cardinals lead 4-0, and Todd Stottlemyre leads off. There's the Rule 5 pickup from the Yankees. The Dodgers always like taking from the Yankees, and vice versa. We've seen Ramon Martinez, Darren Hall, now Langford. I thought if you wore number 49, you had to throw a knuckleball. Stottlemyre gets a base hit. What else do you want Todd Stottlemyre to do? Bring your car around after the game?
Charlie Huff, huh? Stottlemyre going out there. It's his day, so why not take advantage of it? Do it all. Both ends.
2 out of 3.
And Joey's still got to be under 80 pitches. He's got a good swing if you hit it in there. And Frank Langford, this pitcher on the mound, is really a control type pitcher, has the 4 basic pitches. And obviously got to be pretty young, so it may be the time for the Cardinals to pad their lead.
Leadoff man is on. The Cardinals have been doing that quite a few times today as Clayton takes a ball. Cardinals put their leadoff man on in the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 7th. But have had only 1 scoring inning on the grand slam by McGuire. Into left center field. Hollingsworth back to get it. Called off by Hubbard, who takes charge and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Clayton is 1 out of 4. And that'll bring in Shields, who has drawn the most important walk of the day.
Made that walk right ahead of the grand slam. I get the feel that Trinidad Hubbard's trying to impress everyone by taking charge, but he made a much more difficult catch on that last fly ball than it was for the left fielder.
Delino is 0 for 2. Think this place will get loud when McGuire comes up next?
No.
You're too tired? The Shields with 1 on, 1 out. Down the line into the right field corner, but off the end of the bat. And foul.
Just didn't want to be accused of stating the obvious.
Two balls and a strike from Langford. Shields is in the final year of his contract. Brian Jordan is in the final year of his contract. Todd Stottlemyre is. Royce Clayton is.
Gaetti.
Pagnazzi. 3-1 from Langford.
Ray Langford is, but the Cardinals hold an option. So we might as well say he's got at least 1 more year.
Three balls and a strike. Late cut. 3-2.
Lino's facing a pitcher making his major league debut, but he is 27 years of age. Frank Langford.
Three-two pitch. Going to be a tough play. If anybody can make it, nobody can. And it's 2 on for McGuire on a hit by the Shields. Give you now our Discover card payback playback. And it's this swing by McGuire in the 5th. Home run number 1, a grand slam way over the wall and left. And now it's 2 on with 1 out for Mack. Cardinals lead by 4. McGuire is doubled and homered.
You know, think about it. When you make the statement, McGuire's hit more home runs than any other living person in 1 year.
And is the active home run leader. Good breaking ball from Langford for strike 2.
He challenged him to the first pitch and then did throw a good breaking ball. Over the top curveball.
Two on, 1 out, nothing, and 2 on McGuire. Mark McGuire last season spent 51 games in a Cardinal uniform. And in those 51 games, hit 24 home runs. 58 on the season. He went for the 2nd out. It's up to Langford. And now Langford. Ray is 1 for 2 with a double. He's fouled out and he's walked. And he's more than capable of blowing this game open.
Well, one of the Langford's probably going to win.
Langford facing Langford in a strike. To the right side for Konerko, flipping to Frank Langford, and Langford gets around 2 hits. We go to the 8th inning on opening day. Stottlemyre heads back to work. Cardinals lead 4-0. Welcome back on Fox Sports Midwest, part of the Fox Sports Net. Mark McGwire has hit a grand slam, and really that one swing has produced the only runs of the afternoon. Coming up tonight at 10, Fox Sports News prime time. They'll have another angle, I'm sure, or 2 or 3 of that grand slam by McGwire. But now the emphasis goes back to pitching and defense. Stottlemyre and the Cardinal bullpen, as Stottlemyre tries to rack up win number 1.
Very effective, only allowing 3 hits for the first 7 innings. Walked 1 man. His pitch count got to be right under 80 pitches. So with 2 more effective innings, he could even complete this game. But at least if he gets us through this 8th inning, boy, that'd be quite a job.
Wilton Guerrero will lead off and hit for Trinidad Hubbard. Hubbard, while he was in there, 0 for 2. Guerrero will be followed by Thomas Howard, another pinch hitter, and a good pinch hitter, and then Eric Young here in the 8th inning for Stottlemyre. Todd Stottlemyre hit 88 on the radar gun with that last pitch. Gaetti in at 3rd. McGwire is in at 1st. Strike 1 on Guerrero.
You can see right now they're going to try and load up with left-handed swingers with the way Stottlemyre's pitching, and you got to say that he's kind of going on adrenaline and right now, but the way he's pitching, left-handers probably won't do much better. That pitch has been a strike all day.
It isn't here, and it's 2-1. This is the deepest into a game Stottlemyre has pitched. He got through 7 his last start in spring training, and here he is in the 8th. In fact, after working 7 crisp innings against the Expos, he went down and worked more in the bullpen. He needs a strike here.
Boy, where those last 3, I don't think Todd can believe it.
And now another pinch hitter. It's one thing to be consistent all day, but it's never made any sense in my mind to tighten the strike zone at the end of the game.
Well, that's the worst time to take. I mean, just, you know, whatever strike zone you start, whether it's very generous to the hitter or to the pitcher. And I think this is, you know, Tom Lampkin did the right thing, and now Dave Duncan's going to accentuate it. A very emotional pitcher is Todd Stottlemyre, and I think he truly believes he got squeezed, and I agree. But you go out there as a catcher, and as a pitching coach, you come on out. They're going to make a pitching change. Looks like Lance Painter will come in, the Cardinals' only left-hander.
So before Stottlemyre can do anything but good, and he has been, well, better than good, outstanding on opening day, he will exit in the 8th. The numbers on Stottlemyre are outstanding. 7+ innings. He's allowed no runs on 3 hits. He leaves the man on. He walked a couple. He struck out 5, and offensively he got a couple of hits. Was 2 out of 3.
He did everything he possibly can, and it's just an outstanding performance all around. And Joe, at the beginning of the game, if we would have said he would give you 7 shutout innings, we'd take it in a flash. Not that we didn't think he's capable, but that's the kind of performance we needed. Now we need to see Lance Painter, and you know, he at least comes into a game with just a runner at first base, and so he's got a lot of room to play with.
Well, he will not face Thomas Howard. If Tony La Russa wanted to get through this game without having to face Thomas Howard, his mission is accomplished. Thomas Howard will be lifted for a pinch hitter, Mike Devereaux, with 1 on, nobody out, and Lance Painter getting ready to work to the, well, again, former Dodger, former Oriole, actually a long-time Oriole, bounced around for a couple of years, and now he's back with the Dodgers.
And Devereaux, had a good spring, won himself a non-roster spot on this Dodger ball club. Big Mac's giving us a 4-run cushion. It's up to the bullpen now to make it hold up. '86 pitches total for Stottlemyre.
So not only does he get you into the 8th inning, but he doesn't tax himself to the point where on Sunday when he takes on the Padres he won't be as fresh as he was today. That just a perfect outing, leaving with a 4-run lead, and Devereaux fouls one out of play off to the right. You didn't get a chance to see a lot of spring games with the Cardinals. I'll tell you one thing, Lance Painter is throwing harder than he was at any point last season.
I could just tell with that first pitch he made. You know, Devereaux couldn't get around on that fastball. Just got to make good location, and if he does that, he can be very effective.
Under the chin of Devereaux for ball 1, 1-1.
There were times last year, and of course that was just such a frustrating year for Lance Painter because of injuries, that he just looked a little tentative on the mound, but he does not look that way now.
A little low, 2-1. Dodgers have their leadoff man on for the second time this game. That's out of play again for strike 2. Dodgers put their leadoff man on in the 7th inning on an error by Clayton, but right after that Mondesi hit into a 1-6-3 double play. Lance Painter with a count of 2-2. First effort of the day for Lance. And a check on Guerrero, who doesn't figure to be going anywhere. Not down by 4. Two-two pitch. That is to DeShields. He has trouble getting it out of his glove, and they get the lead runner. It probably wouldn't have turned 2 either way. Devereaux was jammed in the 4-6 force out. Now Devereaux will run, and we're going to have another pitching change. Eric Young will hit, but it won't be against Painter, and here's the play by DeShields.
I agree with you. A little double clutch coming out of the glove, but I don't think they would have gotten 2 on the play. And most importantly for a second baseman is to get that lead runner. Still have the double play in order, so Painter and 98 comes in, gets his man, and it looks like Frascatore will be
John
coming.
Frascatore, you're exactly right, Al, will come in and take over for Painter. Good first outing of the year for Painter. He got his man, and now Frascatore will work to Eric Young. We're in the 8th inning, and the Cardinals on opening day lead by 4. Top half, and the Cardinals will bring on their 3rd pitcher of this inning. It'll be hard-throwing right-hander John Frascatore to work to Eric Young. With 1 on, 1 out, and the Cardinals up by 4.
Joe, I know you've known John Frascatore for a long time, and boy, what a difference you see in him now that he fully understands what a big leaguer is all about.
It's amazing to think of the progress he's made in a year. Last year at this time, let's say a couple days before now, during the schedule, he didn't think he had any chance to be a part of the Cardinal team. He was on the flight going to the 2 exhibition sites, didn't know if he was going to be on the team, didn't know once the season started if he was going to be around, and here he is. It's a good thing they have him because they're going to count on him heavily in 1998.
Well, he deserves that with the year that he had it last year. And I think that it's also very telling that you're bringing him in now here in the 8th inning. I just have the impression that this is just one more sign how happy they are with the progress of Frascatore, but how much confidence they have in Braden Looper.
Does that mean he closes? He or Bottenfield?
Bottenfield's not part of the equation right now. Bottenfield's more of a setup guy to Frascatore and Looper.
Here's Eric Young. He takes a strike from Frascatore, and we're underway again here in the 8th inning. Young is 0 for 3. He's struck out, he's flied out, he's grounded out. And a good way to try to beat these Dodgers is keep Eric Young off base. A little overmatched there for strike 2. Devereaux, the runner at first. He hit into the force out as a pinch hitter. A racing Guerrero. 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Not a bad pitch there. You try and elevate the ball, so you got a little guy that even if he does hit it, you probably hit it in the air and it won't go out of the park.
One-two pitch. Jam shot right through Frascatore, and 2 runners are on with 1 out. Frascatore looked up, lifted up before he had it, and that's going to present trouble here in the 8th inning.
Right there, nobody to blame but yourself. Is brought up the gate a little too soon, and of course Clayton is playing it as if he was going to receive a throw from Frascatore. So he did the smart thing and kind of backtracking, catching the ball and not trying to complicate it and throw out a speedy runner like Eric Young.
Well, now you've got Vizcaíno at the plate, and if he gets on, Piazza would come up representing the tying run. Down the line, slicing and going out of play.
Isn't it amazing how this game of baseball is it's so great that you can see the Cardinals fought, clawed, scratched, and then they got the opportunity to have their big man come up with the bases loaded. And some point, barring a double play ball, Piazza going to come up in a situation to get his team back in the ball game. Let's hope the bases aren't loaded when he shows up at the plate.
Vizcaíno 0 for 3. He's ruled an error, by the way, on Frascatore. Even though he missed it altogether. A 1-1 pitch into left field for Gant. And now Piazza will bat. And all he can do is make it a 1-run game here in the 8th inning. That's a big out.
That's a real big out. It's a big out for a couple reasons. One, because it makes 2 outs in the inning, and now another fly ball like that could be an out. But I think psychologically, until you get the first out of a season, you're still out there playing a mind game with yourself. Now you feel like you're a little better equipped and armed to go out and get one of the best players in the game.
Here he is, Piazza. He's 1 out of 3. Gets away momentarily from Lampkin. Either way, the Dodgers will have the heart of their order hit before the end of this game. Piazza now, Zeal, Mondesi, Canerco are all assured at bats before the end of the afternoon. 2-0 on Piazza.
Piazza earlier demonstrated what a talented hitter he is, where he can hit the ball.
3-0. And you groove one to Piazza, and he'll lose it for you.
But he's also such a disciplined hitter that he can take his singles and doubles to the opposite field.
3-1.
State of mind, Joe. You just go out there and say, hey, I'm better than you are. Just play a little old-fashioned hardball.
2 on, 2 out, 4-0 Cardinals. And another good pitch over the outside corner for strike 2. The runners will go.
It's a slider there, and you almost have to believe that he'll throw another one.
On 3-2. Had him reaching. Should end the inning. Good play by Clayton. Nice work by the Cardinal bullpen. From Painter to Frascatore to the bottom of the 8th. Still 4-0 Cardinals.
Bottom of the 8th inning of our home games, we always head out to the bleachers to see how the hardcore fans are doing. Hardcore bleacher fans know how to watch Fox Sports News after the game.
Give me a little on that.
Hey, hardcore. There they are. Those are my kind of people.
They're already having fun in the bleachers here on opening day as the Dodgers head back to the field and have Jim Hrabosky, a right-hander, on the mound. 4th pitcher of the day for Los Angeles. Takes over for Langford, who relieved Darren Hall, who took over for Martinez, who was KO'd in the 5th inning. And here in the 8th inning, it will be Jordan, Gant, Gaetti. Change in the outfield as Wilton Guerrero comes in to play left field, and Todd Hollinsworth goes from left to center. Otherwise, the Dodgers remain intact, and here we go with Jordan, who's 0 for 3. So the pitcher is still batting in that 9 spot. A strike to Jordan, who looks for his first hit of the day. Cardinals lead 4-0 out, excuse me, and that's foul. Strike 2.
I'm going to say Hrabosky's a East St. Louis man, if I'm not mistaken.
Jim was born in East St. Louis, Illinois. Claimed on waivers from the Padres last year.
He was in the Dodgers before then, right? And,
correct.
And it looked like he had pretty good numbers in San Diego before being claimed.
So with the Dodgers in 95, he got into 9 games. With the Dodgers in 96, he pitched in 11 games. And went to the Padres, back with the Dodgers, and he had Jordan reaching. 1 up, 1 down for the Cardinals here in the 8th. That'll bring in Ron Gant. Ron Gant is 0 for 3. He's flied to left, grounded out, fouled out. Had the first real RBI chance of the afternoon back in the 2nd when he flied to shallow left. And a ball to Gant. This Cardinal lineup is going to be fun to watch. Barry Weinberg, new Cardinal trainer. Boy, has he been busy. Cardinals have so many walking wounded, and he has done such a wonderful job in laying out their plans. It's interesting to watch guys come up to him. Saw Alan Bennis come up to him, and Barry Weinberg said, Alan, tomorrow we're doing this, the next day we're doing this, after that this will follow, you should feel this. And Barry Weinberg is heavily involved in trying to get these guys back on the field. 3-0 now to Gant.
Well, they're going to be a big part of this success, and really it's only a matter of time. That's why I'm saying all these doomsday people want to talk about the Cardinal pitching staff. They'll be coming back. You know, Morris is going to make a start on the 8th of April. Alan Bennis is going to be, it'll be a while for Alan, but you know, it'll be on the mend. We'll probably see Brantley before we see Donovan, and we'll see Donovan somewhere in about 2 weeks.
They are really excited with the way Donovan Osborne's throwing the ball, and you just cross your fingers and hope that he can stay healthy.
Well, I think there's a couple things. One thing, the organization is very excited, but I think the most important thing right now is Donovan's excited about it.
Three balls, 2 strikes on Gant.
I'm telling you what, too, Joe, I wouldn't miss Thursday afternoon seeing Cliff Polite.
Ron Gant gets his first base hit of the season as he shoots it through the left side. And he's on with 1 out for Gaetti. Let's make this point. It's easy to worry about and fret over your own troubles. Who in baseball doesn't have pitching problems?
Oh, I mean, even the Dodgers, they left Ishmael Valdez down in spring training. Now, I understand he threw in a AAA game yesterday and was flying into St. Louis. Everything was A-OK, but they were concerned about his elbow.
1 on, 1 out. Gaetti walks in. Gary's got 2 hits today, a double, a single. He scored a run. Actually, the first Cardinal to touch home plate. The only first Cardinal to touch the plate for 1998 when he scored on the grand slam hit by McGuire.
Looper just sat down, but it looks like he may be coming in this game. He doesn't have to come in this game. You know, you could send Frascatore back out there.
To get a rally going, he will probably have to enter, because you would think the Cardinals would pinch hit for Frascatore.
Well, they may do it anyway. Yeah, but maybe that's the best thing. Let's add on a bunch here and let Looper make his debut.
Gant running, and no chance for Mike Piazza, who fired into the dirt on the third base side. And he got hung up again with a hitter that time. Gaetti got in his way.
Yeah, I asked for a replay between the commercial break to see on Lampkin, and he really did fall across the plate and interfere with Piazza, but I don't think that was the case at all with Gaetti. But it was one of his poorest in 2 years. But he had a big backswing too. It looked like Gaetti might have clipped Piazza with a backswing, but he didn't fall across the plate like Lampkin did.
Now a hit could mean another run. Ooh. What a cut by Gaetti on that high delivery. Strike 2.
Used to say you can't get the cheese by the rat. Well, Gary slowed down a little bit, but he also knows how to cheat a little bit. Start a little quicker in certain situations, but he knew he missed a pitch.
Gaetti checked his swing. That last foul tip, that high pitch that Gaetti hit, went right through the screen behind home plate. That thing was moving.
There's the foul ball that went through.
That's into left field and will fall for an RBI hit for Gaetti. Gant scores. Ridiculous throw, and down to second is Gaetti. It's 5-0 Cardinals. Wilton Guerrero trying to learn the outfield, won't score points with that throw. No chance to get Gant at the plate, and it was so high and offline, Gaetti got into scoring position easily.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't score it as a double. But here you'll see, I mean, you have to run that far. Even though he has good speed, you throw off balance. It's up the line, high, arcing. Your runner is just going to take advantage. They need a double play ball, and their left fielder just took him out of that situation.
And with Lampkin at the plate, Bill Russell, who has really had to try to maneuver through this game, going to make a pitching change, I believe. Left-handed batter. We'll wait and see just to make sure. Left-hander Guthrie coming in out of the bullpen. That's usually a telltale sign that a pitching change is about to happen. So Russell will make the pitching change here in the 8th inning. Lampkin will deal with a left-handed pitcher. And the Cardinals have opened up a 5-run lead here in the 8th inning, and things are looking good for an opening day victory. Guthrie comes in. I don't think he knows if he's been called for yet. Now he comes in as Russell takes the ball from the right-hander. And Mark Guthrie will be the man on the mound with Lampkin at the plate and Gaetti at second. And how about the day for Gaetti? Forget spring training. Gaetti is 3 out of 4 today. He's even breaking down part of this ballpark. Cardinals lead by 5 in the 8th. Only 2 pitchers out in their bullpen. The numbers from last year for Guthrie. So Guthrie will pitch to Lampkin. Cardinals lead by 5, have a chance with a hit for another run. And then we'll have another ovation as McGee is already in the on-deck circle. Lampkin has a hit this afternoon. He's 1 for 3. Don't leave after this 8th inning. I think we're going to get our first big league look at Braden Looper.
So I think it's not only important for Looper to get him in there as soon as possible, but to get him in a game when the club can win. Because until you pitch in a winning game, you haven't done anything yet.
0-2 on Lampkin. Guthrie's a valuable left-hander. Left-hander's so hard to come by, and he's a guy that can do pretty much anything out of your bullpen or even could start. In fact, before last year, he toyed with the idea of wanting to become a starter. The ball and 2 strikes on Lampkin. Hard hit. Oh, what a play by Konerko. That saved a run, took a hit away, and over to third goes Gaetti for McGee. That was sensational. Here's McGee. The ovation for McGee, like the ovation for nobody else. Looking for a 2-out RBI hit.
Isn't that the way Jack Buck introduced him in the truckcade? He just said, well, you hear the ovation. Who else? Willie McGee.
Gaetti, the runner at third with 2 out. McGee trying to make it a lead of a half dozen or more if he wants to muscle up. Braden Looper will be on the mound in the 9th inning for the Cardinals, the rookie right-hander. That's going to be a tough play. Very tough. Base hit, 6-0.
Not only is he one of the Cardinals fans' all-time favorites, but he's still productive. There's a reason why he's on this ball club, and it's because he can still play and hit. Still can run, and it's very evident with this ball. Fooled a little bit, but he puts the ball in play. Vizcaino has to charge, tries to barehand. It's the only thing he can do, do or die play. Willie's still running hard. He smells base hit and an RBI, and the Cardinals have a 6-0 lead.
And now Clayton. McGee's 1 for 1 in 98. And draws a throw. And it gets even better for Braden Looper to come in and pitch. Even more breathing room and a chance to get his feet wet. But, Looper was up last inning when it was a 4-run game and the Dodgers had a couple of men on. So that ought to tell you what Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan think of his abilities.
I asked, on our charter flight coming back from spring training, I asked Dave Duncan, I said, until Brantley gets back, who are you going to use as a stopper? And he said, I think we're going to, depending on the situation, we will decide on a day-to-day basis between Braden Looper, who's making his major league debut, and Frascatore. And when I saw him pitch in Bradenton, Joe, he knew what that 27th out was all about. He was
right
focused. He was focused. He knew what it was about. He knew how important that outing was for him. And he opened my eyes to his abilities to close a game.
1 on, 2 out, 0-1 the count. Opening day has been pure fun and at times exhilarating here at Busch Stadium. on March 31st, the earliest the Cardinals have ever opened the season. The 0-1. Saved by Piazza. It's been a long day for Mike behind the plate. He's caught Martinez, Hall, Langford, Hrabosky, and Guthrie. And he took a bat off the helmet. Ball and a strike on Clayton. Strike 2. Cardinals and Dodgers have an off day tomorrow. And then you touched on it a moment ago, on Thursday. You want more drama, more excitement? Cliff Polith, pride of Vianney High, will be on the mound making his major league debut, taking on Chan-Ho Park and the Dodgers.
Now, Cliff Polith and Braden Looper 2 years ago were pitching in Peoria.
But that's not just a revelation here in St. Louis. It's almost been a change of thinking throughout baseball. You've got to bring young players along quicker than before because you can't afford to keep as many veterans around on your big league club. And there aren't as many.
And I don't think you can keep them around the way the pitchers keep on hurting themselves. I don't think if a guy's got a good arm, you can't wait for him to get hurt.
Clayton strikes out, and we head into the 9th inning. What a day here on March 31st, opening day 1998. Here comes the rookie, 6-0 Cardinals. Outs away from a victory on opening day. Cardinals lead by half a dozen. Braden Looper takes over, the hard-throwing rookie right-hander. But the Cardinals could have had any one of a number of players over the offseason if they were willing to give up the former #1 pick. They were not willing to do it, and we hope to see reasons why. We saw it all through spring. The rare ability, Al, of being a big, strong, see McGee, who's taken over and left for Gant. Looper, a big, strong, hard-throwing right-hander with the right mentality to close games.
Well, they were very cautious with him. Once he signed, they allowed him to go to the, what was it, Pan Am Games or whatever it was that year or something. But, he was the kind of guy where the contract talks with him weren't that difficult. They let him do his amateur ball, play at that level. And then last year they used him as a starter at times to try to get him innings, and eventually brought him up to AA and started using him as a closer. But he's ready. He's got that mentality. There's something a little special, and of course the 95-mile-an-hour fastball doesn't hurt.
The 23-year-old from Weatherford, Oklahoma. Cardinals' first-round pick just 2 years ago as Zeal takes a strike in 1996, the June free agent draft. The 3rd player overall selected, Braden Looper. A ball and a strike to Todd Zeal.
First pitch to Todd, fastball 91, second one 94, and he's just starting to loosen up.
Looked like a breaking ball.
And a breaking ball. And see, that's where in the mind of Dave Duncan is that now he has a breaking ball and a changeup that he has the confidence in throwing for strikes.
Just missing the outside corner, 2-2. See ya. One away. That is gas right down the middle from Braden Looper.
Well, I'll tell you what, their gun isn't right because that's at 87.
No way.
No way.
Oh.
Might have been 87 the pitch before and a slider, but and Todd Zeal is a pretty smart hitter that can turn on some fastballs too.
Now Mondesi. Looper's only saved 5 games in his very young professional career. Last year was his only year in pro ball. Got as high as AA Arkansas, started in Prince William. Hello, a strike, 1-1. They had him starting for a while to work on other pitches, breaking balls, what have you, and so he's still relatively new, at least at the professional level, of closing games. Mondesi couldn't catch up. That's strike 2.
Yeah, it's not only learning the other pitches, but giving the practical time on a mound You know, that's what all he needs to do is to learn how to pitch, and the only way to do that is to learn to do it at the, on the mound. But if he's in the bullpen, he can come up and help you right now.
Breaking ball struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the ninth. You know what this also does, Al, as we watch Looper roll right through the Dodgers? This got to give a little shot of confidence to Cliff Polite watching over on the dugout bench.
Very good point. I never thought about that. And the case being, it's like, hey, you were the #1 draft pick. I'm 54th, but I've had success. Braden Looper really hadn't had a lot of success other than having a great arm. Cliff Polite's got the numbers to show you that he knows how to win.
Now Konerko, last chance for the Dodgers. Strike one from Braden Looper. What's on tap? How about our next game on Fox Sports Midwest, Wednesday, April 8th. Cardinals at Coors Field in Denver. Bob Ramsey and Al Hrabosky will bring you that one. He could strike out the side in his major league debut.
Everybody else is standing. I might as well too.
Get up at home if you want. The 0-2. See why the Cardinals didn't want to trade him?
I see.
Dodgers are finding out. Zeal struck out. Mondesi struck out. 0-2 on Konerko. Rookie against rookie.
Foul ball with the bat still on his shoulder.
The Cardinals about to go 1-0. Start the season on the right foot and in a big way. 0-2. He struck out the side. How'd you like opening day?
No, I couldn't think of how to make this a better day than to see Looper close out a shutout. And what a performance by Stottlemyre. And the big man did what we all came to see.
Mark McGwire, a big day with a bat, with his 10th career grand slam and his first of the year to put the Cardinals up 4-0 back in the 5th. Gary Gaetti, a 3-hit day. And pitching-wise, Stottlemyre, Painter, Frascatore, and the rookie Braden Looper. His major league debut, he struck out the side. The Cardinals are 1-0 in '98. They beat the Dodgers 6-0 back in a minute.